It began like any other flight. Smiles, safety checks, the calm hum of the engine. But when the plane touched down, peace turned to panic. A 15-year-old black girl, elegant yet innocent, lay sprawled on the aircraft's metal steps, her small carry-on tumbling beside her. Her mother's scream echoed across the runway as passengers froze in disbelief. Above them, a flight attendant stood, eyes cold, voice slicing through the air. "You don't belong up here!" Cameras flashed, tempers flared, and a mother's love collided with a system still stained by prejudice. How did a simple flight turn into a global outrage? Watch till the end, because this story exposes more than just one act of hate. Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Amara Lewis, a 15-year-old prodigy, bright, kind, and full of dreams. Her mother, Naomi Lewis, was a successful tech entrepreneur who had built her fortune from nothing. The two were traveling from Atlanta to London for Amara's first international speech on youth innovation. To Naomi, this trip symbolized everything she had worked for, a chance to show her daughter that the world could be theirs, despite its challenges. She booked first-class tickets, hoping to make Amara's journey as comfortable as possible. But even in luxury, prejudice found its way. As they boarded, Naomi noticed the attendant's stare, measured, tight-lipped, as if doubting they belonged. Amara, cheerful and unaware, smiled politely and took her seat by the window. For Naomi, those looks were all too familiar. She had faced them at board meetings, conferences, and hotel lobbies, silent reminders that success didn't erase color. What she didn't know was that by the time they'd land, those same quiet stares would turn into screams. The flight began smoothly. Naomi reviewed her notes while Amara watched the clouds dance outside. Midway through, turbulence shook the cabin. A tray tipped, spilling orange juice across Amara's lap. Startled, Naomi pressed the call button. The flight attendant, Kara Donovan, approached, frowning. "What now?" she muttered under her breath. Naomi, calm but firm, asked for paper towels. Kara sighed dramatically, handed a single napkin, and turned away. Naomi caught her wrist gently. "Excuse me, could we please have more?" "My daughter's soaked." Kara's eyes narrowed. "You need to calm down, ma'am." "You're making a scene." The words stung. Passengers turned, sensing the tension. Naomi took a deep breath and said nothing more. Hours later, as the plane landed in London, Naomi stood up to retrieve their bags. Kara blocked her way. "Stay seated." "First-class passengers exit first." Naomi's brows furrowed. "We are first class." That's when Kara's face twisted in disdain. "Sure you are," she sneered, stepping forward. "You people always—" She stopped herself, but everyone heard. Gasps rippled through the cabin. Naomi moved protectively in front of Amara, shielding her. "Please, we're just trying to leave." Amara stepped to the side, trying to grab her bag. Then it happened. Kara shoved. Hard. Amara stumbled backward down the narrow stairs, her foot slipping, her body crashing onto the tarmac. The sound, her mother's scream, the thud of the fall, ripped through the air. Naomi rushed down, gathering her daughter in trembling arms. "Baby, are you okay?" Passengers leaned over railings, some filming, others shouting for help. A man yelled, "She pushed her! I saw it!" Kara stood frozen, her hands shaking, not from guilt but from fear of exposure. "She fell," she stammered. "She was in my way," but no one believed her. The evidence was already in motion, recorded, shared, unstoppable. The footage went viral before Naomi and Amara reached the airport clinic. Millions watched in horror as a young black girl was pushed by an airline employee, then comforted by her mother, bleeding but silent. Within hours, hashtags flooded social media. "Justice for Amara," You're flying while black. The airline scrambled to contain the fallout, releasing a hollow statement about unfortunate misunderstandings. Naomi refused to stay silent. She stood before cameras that night, her arm around Amara's shoulder. Her voice trembled, but her message was clear. My daughter was treated like she didn't belong, but she belongs everywhere, and no one will tell her otherwise. Her words resonated across nations. Interviews, protests, and boycotts followed. Cara Donovan was suspended, but Naomi wanted something bigger: accountability. Amara, though shaken, looked into the lens during one interview and whispered, "I'm not afraid anymore." That one sentence, spoken by a trembling 15-year-old, ignited a fire the world couldn't ignore. The investigation was swift. Witnesses confirmed what the videos showed. Amara was innocent. Cara Donovan was fired and later charged with assault. The airline's CEO issued a personal apology to Naomi and her daughter, promising new policies to combat discrimination. But Naomi didn't stop there. With Amara by her side, she launched Wings of Equality, a campaign demanding diversity and empathy training for all airline staff. Their story became a movement, spreading far beyond aviation. Months later, Amara stood on stage at a youth conference, the same one she was flying to that day. Her knee still bore a faint scar, but her voice was stronger than ever. "They pushed me down," she said softly, "but they didn't break me." They showed the world why we have to keep rising. The audience stood, applauding through tears. Naomi watched from the front row, pride glistening in her eyes. Some flights crash, some land safely. But this flight, lifted an entire conversation to new heights. What would you do if it were your child who was pushed for simply existing? Tell me in the comments. Which country and city are you watching from? Take care.